HorrorDeconstruction.
What's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, most likely on YouTube. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Hit that share button. Let everybody know about the show with your host, Comp, for this solo deconstruction. 31 days of horror films in the month of October. Happy Halloween, people. Today's film is Train to Busan presents Peninsula 2020. Original title, Bando. A zombie virus has in the last 4 years spread to all of South Korea. 4 Koreans in Hong Kong sailed through the blockade to Incheon for $20 million on a truck. Directed by Sang Ho-yeon, written by Sang Ho-yeon and Ru Jong-jae, starring Dong Won-gang, Lee Jung-hyun, and Ri Lee. So obviously, like anybody who's a fan of the horror genre, there was a massive praise for the film Train to Busan, a very interesting horror film that dealt with a father trying to protect his daughter while on a train trying to escape a zombie apocalypse, while the zombies actually infiltrate the train, and they try to go from cart to cart with several characters to try to survive the whole ordeal. And it was really well done. It was a great premise that we hadn't really seen since the genius Snakes on a Plane, where you're sort of stuck in one area, very small areas. You try to, I didn't watch Snakes on a Plane, just letting you know, but it's a similar thing. And people rightfully saw it, and they understood the brilliance of director Song Hyo-young. I was a fan of him for a long time because I had seen he did drama films. Like, these were drama films, and I brought this up on plenty of episodes of Horror Deconstruction, that were animated, like CG computer generated animated drama films. They weren't like cartoony or stupid things like that. They were actual like drama films. Obviously, The King of Pigs, The Fake, and then also he did Train to Busan, and then Soul Station, which was Soul Station he actually did before Train to Busan. So those movies are connected. So go watch both those films. I recommend both of them. This one, not a bad film. But when you try to say it's, Train to Busan presents, obviously you're selling it so it can make some money. And with that, it becomes a letdown. Soul Station was different from Train to Busan, obviously, that it wasn't in one location, but the selling point of Train to Busan is the fact that they're on a fucking train. You know what I mean? They're on a train, you're stuck in one element. That is the Speed. Like, Speed is a movie about a bus trying to not explode so it keeps driving. Train to Busan is about a train going to Busan, and you're trying to avoid these zombies, which makes it, much more tense of a film. Here in Peninsula, we got these characters. The main actor, let me see if his name is Dong Won-gang as Jong Suk. They were trying to leave. It's obviously 4 years after the original Train to Busan film, and so they're trying to go to, I believe they're trying to go to North Korea. Like, North Korea was opening its borders for people from Korea after, obviously South Korea has been destroyed. And he loses his sister, he loses his nephew in the process. It's about, like, it was a film about sacrificing people. What do I take? Where do I go? There's redemption. The redemption part of this was pretty cool, actually. I thought the redemption reveal was actually really well done. Here's the things for me that worked with this film. I thought that it's shot fantastic. This guy can do a big budget film. There's a car. I don't give a rat's ass about cars in films. Fantastic car scenes in this movie. Like, really cool car chase stuff. Very good. Very well done. The zombies look cool. I don't know if that's it. The redemption is good, but it's your standard MacGuffin zombie film. It's just the same. You haven't seen anything new here. It's the same shit with these zombie movies. It's like Train to Busan, at least because they changed the... And it's weird because Soul Station, I think once you've seen Soul Station and you see this, Soul Station, this film, Peninsula, leans more towards Soul Station than it does Train to Busan. So, like, Soul Station is like a general sort of zombie movie, which I think has a really good twist at the finale of it. But in this, it's the same thing, and I don't... the twist is revealed midway, which is why I say it's a redemption thing, which is really cool. But I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was like, this is it. There's nothing, because it's only like one location. Obviously, it's funny because Train to Busan is one location. But this, it's like one location because it's like Mad Max. where these guys control the land. There's this sort of like a wimpy sort of leader, and then under him he has these asshole like gangs. And I don't know why they listened to him in the first place. They should have just fucking kill him and take over the whole land themselves. But they're assholes. That they're obviously the obvious villains, and then the other guy's like sort of a villain, but he does become a villain at the end. And it's just like, who cares? Like, the main character, he's fine. The woman that he works with and her kids, the kids are fun because they're zombie fighters as well. The Oyaji, but that's a Japanese term. The old man that's with them, the grandpa guy. It's all fine. It's okay. And I want to see something bigger. Like, he's trying to save, I think, his brother-in-law. The one where he lost because he lost his sister, obviously. So his brother-in-law blames him for that. I don't know how the fuck you blame somebody because of zombie apocalypse. Like, I guess protecting them or whatever the fuck in that case. But it's all fine. It's all right. It's a whatever. It's a who gives a shit movie. It's not an awful who gives a shit movie, but it's a who gives a shit movie because it's besides the car chase stuff. There's nothing here that I thought was anything, that was of note. And for a Train to Busan film, they just might as well just keep them all on trains. Like, I guess, once you do a first Train to Busan, it's like Speed. You do Speed Part 2, who the fuck cares? You put it on a boat. What are they going to do here? Call it Train to Busan and have them on a fucking skateboard? So, aesthetically, it's pleasing, but it's obviously not going to live up to the first, at least, it's not going to live up to Train to Busan because it's a completely different film. And they try to do the whole aspect. South Korean movies are really good at playing emotionally at the end, because the first, like, Train to Busan, I was like really emotionally like, oh boy, that last 10 minutes you're like, oh brother, like, this is depressing. And in this one they try to do that as well. They do that a lot. They just like pull at your heartstrings and you hear a fucking violin come out of nowhere and you just like, oh, here it comes. South Korean movie is pretty downer. This one is sort of downer, but it's not really, which is interesting. But it's worth watching. I would say go watch Seoul Station, go watch Train to Busan, and just watch this to finish out the trilogy for yourself. But other than that, there's nothing that's explicitly like unbelievably good about this film. It's just a better than average zombie film, and a better than average horror film from South Korea, or better than average any film in South Korea is better than average in general. So I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. Being an old man that says, yeah, my friend's coming, everybody thinks you're full of shit until he comes, but by the time that you're already zombie food. And with that, this has been the Horror Deconstruction.
The Horror Deconstruction.